She is an education specialist and Education USA advisor. Hello, Bernice.
Hi, Na. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you.
Thank you.
We also have here Lanice Broker. She is cultural attaché at the U.S. Embassy, correct?
Correct. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have all of you.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Apart from the stressful traffic, how has your morning been?
It's been great. It's been great so far. You're starting off with deep thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's like we gotta carry those deep thoughts on.
Absolutely. It's very necessary. What about you? How's your morning been?
It's been good.
It's been good. All right. Okay. Now let's cut to the chase and get to the substance of this. Education USA. First of all, tell us a bit about Education USA. Which of you would like to take it?
I'll go.
Okay.
Good morning to your cherished listeners.
Good morning.
We want to talk about education in the U.S. today.
Mm-hmm.
Education USA is a U.S. government-sponsored network of advisors who provide information on studying in the U.S. and also guide individuals through the process.
Okay.
So we have over 400 centers globally. In Ghana, we have 2. One at the U.S. Embassy where we're coming from, and the second one in Kumasi, based in ACE Consult.
Okay. And why did the embassy find it necessary, or not for the U.S. government especially, find it necessary to set up Education USA? Did you see that a lot of people showed interest, and you know sometimes people are very interested but they don't know where to go? Is that why you set it up?
So that is one.
Okay.
But the other reason is that when people are going to university in Ghana, the process they follow is different.
It's different, okay,
than what they will follow to go to US. And for most people, it can be confusing.
Absolutely.
So Education USA has advisors who understand the system of education in Ghana and also the system in the US. So they give you proper or appropriate guidance to be able to do it right.
Okay, and especially
we don't want you to just have a school. We want you to go to a school that is good for you, suitable for you, so that you can have the full benefits of the educational experience.
Okay, Lanice, you want to add something?
Yes, it's a priority for us to foster these relationships. You asked the why. The how is the advising, but the why really comes back to our bilateral relationships. We have these centers all over the world because we see the value of having international students study in the United States. The value that they bring, the diversity that they bring in terms of thought, in terms of experience to the university campuses it's completely invaluable. So it's been worth it for this investment in education to see those students come to the U.S. And we find that the best way to do that is through Education USA.
Okay, and you as an advisor, how has the experience been for you? I mean, to advise people, I'm sure there are people who will come more like tabula rasa, they don't know what they're doing, and then you guide them through the process. How is it like for you?
It's rewarding.
Okay.
Sometimes you meet students, like you said, they come to you, they have no clue, they're confused. And you patiently guide them through the process. And a year down the road, 2 years, you see them in the schools of their choice, they're doing well. The best part is when they're sending you all those updates. Hey, auntie, see what I got. I got this. It's just amazing.
And 5 years later, when they come back
when
to see
they
you.
come back, oh my God, you just love it. So for me, is that impact we make in the lives of students that keeps me on this job.
All right. Now, let's narrow down to the fair. I'll start with you, Lanice, and then I'll come to you. When is the fair starting, first of all? When is it starting?
So we're actually starting on Thursday in Kumasi at KNUST at the Great Hall. It will be from 10 to 1 for the undergraduate. And then from 3 to 6 for the graduate students. And those they finish first degree, and it's for those that want to pursue a master's or a PhD. And then here in Accra on Friday at the Movenpick Hotel, we will be open to the public starting at 3 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. for those that are interested in undergraduate degrees. And then on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for those that are interested in graduate or master's degree, also at the Movenpick.
Okay. So 2 segments mainly, undergrad and graduate studies.
That's right.
And then you'd have one in Kumasi and one in Accra. Why the need to have two separate cohorts, if I can call them so? Why the need to separate the two? Couldn't you have done all together?
Between Kumasi?
No.
Between undergrad and graduate.
Undergrad and graduate.
Okay. So sometimes when you do the mixed fair, people go to this school, please, I want to go and study this at the undergrad. It's like, oh, no, I'm doing, it can be frustrating for the student and also for the university rep.
Okay.
And because we have high demands, we think it's better if we say Friday is for this group. Every school represented there is talking only about going to study as an undergraduate. Okay. And then on Friday, Saturday, we know this is for graduates. If you're going for a master's or going for a PhD, all the schools there on that day will just be talking about graduate students. I mean, graduate studies. So easy to split it like that. And so you realize that even in Kumasi, where we're having one day, we're still doing two separate fairs
to make it easier for participants. Okay. And how many universities are you expecting to be there?
This year we have 59 universities being represented. Wow. So we can just say 60 and make it sound a little bit nicer. But yes, we actually have 59 confirmed, and it's a range of public and private universities, large names that you would definitely recognize, and then perhaps a few smaller schools that may not be as well known, but have exactly the program that a student is looking for.
Okay. And in terms of the program, how vast is the variety? The programs that the universities are offering?
We offer everything.
Very vast.
The full variety.
Okay.
The full offerings.
Can you give us a few examples?
So for graduate school, we have those that are focusing on business, those that are focusing on STEM, and then health sciences. These days, I see a lot of people interested in business analytics and data science and all those that go with the data, actuarial sciences. We have all of them coming. Okay. And when we say vast, it's really vast. There are universities that offer like 120 different programs. You can major in any of these. Okay. So we really can say that we have everything.
Since you have everything. And to participate, does anyone have to pay? Does it come at a cost?
It does not. It does not come at a cost to the participants. It is
free. Or you
free.
have to just transport yourself there.
You got to get there. We won't get you there, but once you're there, it's free. You just need to. We strongly encourage you to pre-register. We will have on-site registration, but we strongly encourage you to pre-register. It will help expedite the process. And it'll also help us know what students are interested in, which schools they want to talk to, and help the process overall go more smoothly. Okay. Last year, we had about 13,000 students that came through 3 days. Wow. So there's an incredible...
13,000.
Yeah, we don't know that we're going to get that many this year.
We're having two separate fairs.
Yeah.
Probably it's going to go up.
It's a lot
of interest. Year it goes up, doesn't it?
A lot of interest. This is our third consecutive year to host since the pandemic. Okay. And we've seen this incredible increase every year. So we encourage you to pre-register.
Okay.
You can get all of the details on our website. You can also find us on our U.S. Embassy social media to get all the details, get the link to pre-register. But it is free. And all of our advising services are also free.
I see. And, when, for the people who get themselves there after the pre-registration, do they have to come with anything? Do they have to come with anything, for instance, maybe their certificates, all those other things?
No, they don't need to bring anything.
Nothing at all?
U.S. schools usually don't do sports admissions.
Okay.
On the sports admissions because they take a holistic view or review of the applicant, which means they will need time to read essays and read recommendations, sometimes do interviews as part of the application process. Okay. So you will just go and meet them and learn about their programs, all of that.
Okay.
And then after they leave, you come to Education USA. We strongly recommend that you work with us through the process. So we can ensure that you are getting the schools that are suitable for you based on what you're looking for, and also have the full set of the experiences you're looking to have.
Okay. And you mentioned that you don't have to come with any certificate or anything, but what about qualifications in terms of the undergrad and the graduate studies? What does one require?
So for undergraduate fair on Friday, you must have completed high school or just about completing, usually in your final year. And then you come and learn. This process takes about a year at the minimum. So if you are a final year student in high school, or if you just recently completed, you can come. If you have a diploma and you want to top up to get a degree, you can come for Friday. And then for Saturday, if you have a first degree, you're looking to do a master's or PhD. Or you have a master's, you're looking to do a PhD. Or you're just about finishing your first degree and you want to consider US for graduate school. That is the fair for you.
Well, and I just wanted to add, I mean, I hope it's not discriminatory, but do older people like me qualify?
No, I don't think
you are not older. She didn't say old. She said older. But even then, she is not. No, it absolutely is for any age.
Once you have either your first degree, or you're just leaving senior high school.
Exactly. So, I mean, we have students that range from, starting at age 18 or 19 all the way up to any age that you can imagine. If you are interested in doing an additional degree, there's no time limit on that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely no time limit on that.
Wow, that's impressive. I probably would pass by and see what my options are.
I'd be happy to see
that. I mean, I think the biggest thing you said what to come with. Come with, an open mind. And at the same time, think about what you might be interested in. We go through a process that helps to identify where is going to be the best for that individual student. Not necessarily the most well-known schools, but ones that, take into consideration the type of program they're interested in. What's their financial situation? Do they like hot or cold weather? Do they like large or small? Do they have family or friends already in the United States they want to be close to? Those things all come into it. So we do encourage a little bit of research before they come. You can get the full list of participating schools off of our website and start looking up those and say, oh, I've heard of that one, or I've never heard of that one. Maybe that's the program for me. There's a lot of specializations that come across all of those schools and a variety of programs. So do a little bit of research about what you're interested in, because that also will make you a more effective visitor when you come into the fair. When you have almost 60 tables around, you need a strategy. You want to say, okay, I want to look for this school. I want to talk to them about the program, get that information, and then afterwards follow up with both the school and with our Education USA advisors to keep the process going. As she mentioned, you're not necessarily going to come on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and then go to school in January. You will likely need to have some time to plan it out. And so we encourage you to start the research now, and then by next year, maybe you'll be one of those welcomes to into our pre-departure orientations and welcome to go to the U.S.
Fantastic. Can I categorize, for instance, the fair and, subsequent follow-ups with Education USA as part of the processes of getting admission into a university in the U.S.? Can I categorize that as all? There is a separate process altogether if one wants to study in the U.S.?
I think Lanice was talking about research. This is part of the research process. You can go online and do all the research. But I call this like insider's information. If you meet someone from the school who is recruiting for the school, they have a lot more to share. But it's always helpful to do your own research, like Lani said, and then follow up by meeting someone. And then when you're done with that meeting, now you go and sit down, have a strategy, and then go by that plan.
I mean, this sounds very beautiful. Anybody listening like, oh, wow, this is something I should definitely try. But then again, there's a little voice in their head that's saying, do you know how much it costs to study in the U.S.? This is thousands of dollars. So how much does it cost to study in the U.S.? Well, it depends.
Exactly. She took the word out of my mouth. I joke that the answer to every question is it depends. It really does depend, because the number of schools in the United States is vast. and it represents a whole variety of programs. So it depends on if it's a large school, small school, private school, public school. If it's a specialization, you know, somebody wants to go and do a law degree, that is going to be much more expensive than if you're looking to go and do, let's say, business administration. And if you're looking for a 2-year master's versus a 4-year undergraduate or a multi-year PhD, that's going to come at different costs. That's the other part that the Education USA advisors can help with, is talk to the individual student and say, what is your financial situation? Do you have some money saved, or you have a plan for how you want to pay for it? Or you're starting completely with nothing and you need to look for scholarships. The U.S. Embassy does not do scholarships for this. This is the way that we advance it is through advice and really through helping the students through the process. But we don't fund direct scholarships. We have an entire other section where we do exchange programs. We have about 30 academic, professional, and cultural exchange programs. That's a little bit of a different situation, much smaller number of participants. But for your average student, we don't provide funding. What we do provide is advice on how to get that funding, kind of almost like a matchmaking, where we say, okay, you're looking at this school in this field. We know these schools are also interested, and we can give you advice on which ones to seek out, or even completely not associated with an individual school, but other scholarship funds that they can apply to. And we advise them on that. They got to put in the hard work, and then usually they're able to find what it takes. And, you know, I think the proof is in the numbers. And Ghana ranks number 14 globally for sending graduate students to the United States. So even though we say, oh, it's really expensive and it's really hard and it's a long process, there are a lot of Ghanaians that are figuring out how to do it and making it work. So we're really proud of that, and we're proud of the wonderful reputation that Ghanaian students have in the United States. And the fact that we have 60 schools that are coming shows that they really want to attract those students to their campuses.
And is there a guarantee that once I work with Education USA, there's a high possibility that I would get into a university?
Can I say there's no guarantees in life? There's no guarantees in life. It's the same thing that I say, whether it's an exchange participant or a student. We can give everyone the same opportunity. It's what you do with it.
Absolutely.
It's up to you. So, no, we can't guarantee it. We will provide as much information and walk them through the process. But every situation is unique, and we want to make sure that people understand and have realistic expectations, that they still have to work really hard to make everything come together. And it's good practice and preparation, because if you're going to go into one of these programs, you have to be willing to put hard work and effort into it once you're actually there. It doesn't just stop once you get there. So it's in a lot of ways, it's a good practice for once you're actually admitted and you're there, to show that perseverance to make it in. But we do our absolute best to try to ensure that the students are successful.
Fantastic.
And we certainly feel that they are better prepared for the process once they've gone through our advisors and have gotten all the information.
And can I say that the fair and then the guidance that Education USA provides more like gives you an insight of what you're getting yourself into?
Absolutely. Better equips the student. And we see a higher, I can't give any specific stats, but we definitely see a higher rate of successful students going because they are better prepared.
They're better informed.
They're better informed. They know absolutely all of the ins and outs. You know, one of the biggest challenges, as you mentioned, was the financial hurdles. And I think that the students that go through our advisors are not necessarily any better advantage, but they're better prepared, and they've thought through, and they have a full plan. They've got scholarships. They have a funding plan in place, and they're better able to apply for both the visa as well as the actual even just application. And then we see them go on, and like she said, you know, they come back and tell us all the wonderful things they're doing, and tell us about the wonderful work that they're doing back here in Ghana. You were talking about developing Ghana.
Absolutely.
This is one of the best things about it. We're able to partner with these students to get them there. Then they come back and they make Ghana better.
Absolutely. That's very important, that you always find your way back home to help the country. Then again, the fair is happening on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday is in Kumasi. Friday is in Accra. First is the undergrad, and then the second is the graduate, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'd like you to rehash it for anybody who perhaps just joined us. What is expected on those 2 days, on those 3 days, and then would know as well after the fair where they can follow up on, where they can come to for follow-ups. Yeah? You'd want to take that?
Okay, thank you. So for Thursday, the fair is at KNUST Great Hall.
Okay.
If you are looking to go for a bachelor's degree program, you will go to KNUST between 10 and 1.
Okay.
That is when the undergraduate fair is happening. Then the graduate fair follows from 3 to 6 p.m. And then Friday, Saturday, every road is leading to Moving Peak, right? Friday is undergraduate. So from 3 to 5:30, make sure you have registered in advance. So when you get in, we just check you in, and then you go through the process.
Okay.
And then Saturday is 10 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
So 3 days with Education USA, and after that, you are stuck with us for 1 year.
Wow. With all the guidance and everything you need.
That's right.
And you can get all that information, plus how to engage with Education USA, on our U.S. Embassy Ghana website, as well as on all of our social media handles.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to add as we wrap things up?
We look forward to seeing you at the fair. We hope we see you at the fair on Saturday as well.
I hope to be there. So.
Please do.
All right, ladies. Thank you very much
Thank you so much for having
gracing our
us.
studios. Benis Afote is an education specialist and Education USA advisor. And then Lanice Brooker is a cultural attaché at the U.S. Embassy. Thank you, ladies, once again
Thank you
for
again.
joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
This is still the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.